So, okay, well, we have 10 power bombs, and let's say 10 super missiles. That's 20%. Plus 14 energy tanks is 34, plus 4 reserve tanks is 38. Grappling beam and X-ray scope brings us to 40. We're on our way to the X-ray scope now, so that's 40%. 41, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 54%. How many missile packs would there have to be? It'd be 230 at 5 missiles per pack. So 100 missiles would be 20 packs. 200 would be 40 packs. 46. Maybe it's only 230. That all adds up to 100, doesn't it? Maybe I did get all the missiles and it's just 230 and not 240. 230 is kind of a weird number, but 50 is kind of a nice round number. So they're probably something like, okay, we'll put 50 each supers and power bombs, and then hide all the other stuff in the game, and then just to round out the 100, we'll just keep putting missile packs until we're in. I think I got everything. I think we're fine. We'll know for sure once we get to the ship. But yeah, I think it's supposed to be 230 and not 240, and we're okay. Or that's not the case. It's also possible that it's not the case at all. Nice way to drop your space jump, Brickroad. That's why I don't space jump when I could wall jump typically. But assuming I didn't miss a super missile pack somewhere in this wide world, 230, 50, 50, and we know we've got all the everything else, so I think we should be okay. I think we're fine. I don't think anybody gets to make fun of me. I think all of you were wrong about the missile packs that you thought I was going to accidentally skip. Or skip on purpose to comedic effect, which is equally likely. I got a spring ball, that's interesting. So the X-ray scope should be 100. You'll know for sure because you can just look at the counter on the screen. If it says 100, you know I didn't miss anything. If it says any other number, I mean... that's too bad, so sad. Alright, let's go back up to the ship. We'll get our last refill. We'll go fight the Mother Brain. We'll turn the ice beam back on. Get nice blue lasers with the beautiful sound effect. Alright, I think I don't want to hit any of these platforms because they screw attack away. Yikes! Ah, you see there, I dropped my spin. And there's no way to regain spinning in this game except to jump from the ground, and we're going all the way down. We're down. Mayday. Mayday! What's the semaphore for I've destroyed... Oh my goodness. We're gonna have to screw attack perfectly up there, aren't we? This is not working. Why did I go in this door? You know what? All my platforms are going to grow back, which is probably for the best. All the monsters are going to grow back too, though. Ugh. There's a path up through Meridia that is less obnoxious to get up than this. But I had to come up this way to get the X-ray scope. And I didn't feel like backtracking again through Meridia, which is in itself a backtrack. A backtrack within a backtrack is not something I'm super interested in right now. Right now I'm interested in getting up to my boat and seeing 230, 50, 50. So yeah, 46% of the game then. 46 times 5 is 230, right? That's math? Did I math properly? I might not have mathed properly. Simple arithmetic confounds and confuses me much of the time. We'll know for sure when I finish the game, and it says my rate for collecting items is 98%. If you're supposed to go to 240 missiles, but I don't think we have to. I think 230 should be it. Now watch, it's going to only bring me to 45 super missiles, and I'll be like, where did I miss? Nope, there it is. I think we're good. 230, 50, 50. That looks right to me. I was just out of super missiles because I threw so many away in that Ridley fight. Alright, let's go win us a game, guys. Let's go win us some Super Metroid. We just open this wall with screw attack now. That's nice. It's one of the little pleasures about Metroidvania games, just in general, is always going back to the old areas with all of your endgame skills and just terrorizing everything. Guacamelee is a great game for that. Going back, as much backtracking as that game has, go back to the early areas with all of your powerful moves. Oh, it feels so good. Alright, you guys. Let me down into Tourian. I'm going to roll into a ball while you figure it out. One kind of fun thing you can do. You catch the little ghosts that are coming out of the statues. Oh, they're horrifying. The X-ray scope essentially pauses the whole screen and lets you scan for blocks. For some reason, they did not put that item in other 2D Metroid games after this. Fusion, Zero Mission, and AM2R. None of them have an X-ray scope. Power bombs have basically the same functionality as an X-ray scope in those games. You lay a power bomb and it kind of shows you the whole screen. Everything the bomb touches but doesn't destroy has its block type displayed. But I think it's really cool to have a standalone item that does it for you. Welcome to Tourian. We've got 5 rooms of Metroids to kill, and then some cutscene-y stuff, and then we are done with Super Metroid. And I will never play it again. That is not true. Not even a little bit true. Let's see if a Metroid grabs me here, because I don't know what I'm doing. As far as Metroids go, these are kind of the easiest ones in the series. They're kind of... I guess it makes sense, because the breeding population is so low. They had to spawn these Metroids from, like, the one larva they were able to actually kidnap. They were actually able to... Yeah, they kidnapped it. They stole it. I guess that's a fair enough word to use in this case. They kidnapped my Metroid. I mean, Samus abandoned it. It was just up for grabs. The only people who were looking out for it were some scientists, and scientists are useful. But they are not the best babysitters. Especially when they take the thing they're supposed to be babysitting and they put it into a tube to study it. Alright, I didn't get grabbed by a single Metroid. I'm going to now... There is a glitch, not really a glitch, just a skip you can do in this area where the baby Metroid, you can get past it without it grabbing you, and then you don't have to use the energy refill afterwards. I've never been able to pull it off. I have tried it. It's just the kind of cool thing I'd like to be able to say I can do. But I am man enough. I'm an adult. I can say when there's cool stuff that I can't do. And this is one of them. So instead, I'm going to maximize how much damage this thing does to me to minimize the time the baby Metroid spends clamped onto my grill. And then I'm going to put my clothes back on. Thank you, baby Metroid. Thank you for everything. Most of the end of this game is scripted. The actual Mother Brain boss fight is trivial unless you're doing just an absolutely insane challenge run. Low percent runs, if you go into the fight, the idea is the fight ends for realsies after she uses her candy brain laser attack, which she's scripted to do until you get under 300 hit points. It does exactly 300 damage, provided you're wearing the Varia and Gravity Suit. It actually does more damage based on if you're only wearing one or the other. It's actually the only attack in the game that checks for both. Otherwise, the Gravity Suit is just strictly better. Kind of just a weird edge case piece of Metroid trivia there. But if you go into the fight with, say, only 3 energy tanks, this is actually, by the way, the reason you need 3 energy tanks. If you don't have 300 health, the Candy Brain Laser kills you instead. I know there's a glitch you can skip these Zebetite barriers. I don't know how to do it, and I've never practiced it, and I like mashing the buttons anyway, so why would you deny me my mash? That's what I want to know. You can make this fight a little easier for yourself if you freeze the Zebetites in place somewhere so they're not constantly hassling you. Or I can just tank the damage like a big boy. And once again, because the fight is predicated on you having less than 300 health, I want to make it a little easier for her to get me down to that number. So we're going to take this down to about 500 is fine. So if I take damage in the fight and end up under 300 health, I'll go in and use some reserve tanks, is what I'll do. But I got 50 supers, and I am not worried about anything she can do to me. Basically, if you've got the resources to win the Ridley fight, you almost certainly have the resources to do this fight trivially. Actually, dodging some of her attacks can be very difficult, though. Oh, you see? I got hit by the big explodey attack. So we're going to fill up to 346. And we should be seeing brain lasers any moment now. There's a brain laser. Because this attack checks to see if you're at a particular amount of health to determine whether you can stand back up and keep fighting. For example, if I had all 14 tanks filled, she'd have to hit me with a couple of those. And we'd have to sit through a bunch of them. But the game basically does the attack and then says, okay, if you have less than 300% health after that attack, cue this scene where the baby Metroid comes in and rescues you. I guess the implication here is she's like doing the candy laser, but the Metroid is blocking it and forcing it back into her body, which is killing her. Which is great, you know? Best pet I've ever owned. But you can finagle that check a little bit by managing your armor. Like, beforehand, if you're not wearing armor, the game says, okay, if you're at, say, less than 300% health, you can't stand up with the gravity suit on. If you're between 3 and 500% health, you can stand up as long as you're wearing the gravity suit. And you can finagle your armor in between the two checks. Check A being, can I stand up? Check B being, will the Metroid show up? And if you do it right, you can actually stand up during this whole sequence. You can't do anything. The Metroid's still attached to you. You just kind of bounce around the room a little bit. And that's it. The baby Metroid is dead. And we inherit all of its crazy Metroid powers. And now we have a magic candy laser beam. So I guess the implication is the Metroid, which survives by sucking like the energy force or life force or whatever out of its victims, sucked the candy brain laser out of the mother brain and gives it to Samus. And Samus is like, here, have some brain laser. I am doing a terrible job of avoiding damage in this fight. And this is where you guys, real fast, you gotta run down to the comments. We gotta get a consensus on this. Do I save or kill the animals? At the end of the game, there's a choice that you have to make, whether you save or kill the animals. And now's the time. Down to the comments, cast your vote. And whatever you vote, I just want you to know that I'm going to ignore you completely and just do the thing, because I recorded this so long ago. Like, it's not in real time. You can't actually... But I bet some of you are on the edge of your seat. Is he going to save him? Is he going to kill him? Because typically you'd save the animals unless you're a speedrunner. Then you save the frames. I don't have any frames to save. I'm not a speedrunner. I ain't got nothing to prove. Except that I can get the hundo. But I think I got the hundo, guys. I really think I got the hundo. As far as hundo goes, I think we're done. Let's see if I can hear this door over here. Pretty sure I heard it. One last shine spark. And then I will either save or kill the animals as required. I mean, you can just tell me what you want anyway, and then if I end up doing the thing that you want, you can claim that, oh, I didn't get the shine spark off. Life is bad. At least these blocks don't explode like they do in the original Metroid. You guys remember the original Metroid? No? Because nobody plays that game anymore? People only play this game? Understandable. But you can shine spark all the way to the top of the room. If you get it right, which I didn't. And this is it. This is the moment of truth. Is he going to save him? Is he going to kill him? What's he going to do? What is the fate of the animals? The Edacoons and the Dakora, and of course I'm not saving any animals. Why would I ever? Come on. Be reasonable. They've never done anything for me, and I need Metroid Fusion to not be canon. So, there you go. I actually have another reason for not saving the animals. Because those are just some of the animals on planet Zebes. There are other animals. There's the Big Mama Turtle in Meridia. There's the roly-poly guys, who we never saw, but there are roly-poly guys that live in Meridia. There's Spike Walkie Man. Like, yeah, we killed him, but we left the room and came back and he respawned, so he's still down there. You can't save any of the Meridian animals. So all those years, people have been watching speedrunning marathons and arguing, save the animals, kill the animals. You can never save all the animals. You can only save the cute animals. The horrifying, monstrous animals always blow up. Mama Turtle and all her little babies, dead. Space dust. Alright, the operation was completed successfully. It's not a bad time for a 100% run for me. My best in-game time of this game ever, I want to say, is like 51 minutes, and I don't know what that translates to in real time. My real time it's got to be an hour and change. An hour 10, maybe, an hour 12, not really sure. 51 minutes in-game time is the lowest I've ever gotten. Oh, this game was a blast to go back to. I'm glad that I came back to it. I'm glad that I persevered through my bad brain place that I mentioned in the first video, having tried to record this earlier in the week. It's never fun to junk footage. It's never fun. Everybody's been in a situation like that where you work on something really hard and at the end it like breaks or gets lost or falls apart or whatever, and your options are like, do I care about this thing or... It was one thing when I actually worked in an office, because then the solution was all, yeah, you gotta do the thing again, just whatever. At least you're getting paid for it, right? Now that I work for myself, it's like almost a sunk cost kind of thing. Like, yeah, I could sit down and record Super Metroid, but the big problem is when you're in a situation like I was in, with I've recorded something, not to completion, I got past Fantoon before I realized that I was doing something dumb. Which is still about an hour of recording, I would think, though. Considering test recordings and stuff. But yeah, I gotten that far. The big risk is repeating myself in commentary, because there's a lot of places early, especially early in this recording, where I was like going to say a thing or tell a story or comment on something, and I wasn't sure if I had already said it before, or if I had said it before, was it in the previous recording or was it in this recording? And if I say it twice in this recording, I'm going to look dumb. These are the insecurities of a man who plays video games on YouTube for a living. This is my brain space. This is just where I live. But I got to play Super Metroid, and that's not nothing. And I'm pretty sure I got the hundo. Typically here at the end is where people would yell about Deer Force. I don't feel like I am the correct caliber of Super Metroid player to have earned a Deer Force. But if you feel the need, when the credits roll here, feel free to shout if you want. I don't think I deserve it. An hour 30 in-game time. Okay, my rate for collecting items is what? You sexy, sexy space pirate, you. I'm like biting my lips now. Show me that hundo. The hundo! I missed nothing. I got all of it. Guys, thanks so much for watching. See you next mission. Shoutouts to Tier McDole for sponsoring this video. If you like the video and want to see more, please tickle my thumb, leave a friendly comment, and ring my little bell.